one of my first jobs on my own was setting up the International of Chess Records. So I had the great experience of being in London during that whole time when the Beatles and the Stones and the Kinks and the Yardbirds all were beginning to gel and happen, and the London scene, the Mary Quant swinging London scene, miniskirts and late night clubs, which blew the mind of a guy from the Midwest, was all happening. And I segued right into loving, I love the English rock and roll better than I did the American. And I was shocked on my first trip to England when I was asked to go on BBC, and they treated the Chess Records with such respect. There was a Chess Records Appreciation Society. Everyone, all these early, English rock artists all knew of Chess Records. I got to meet them all, hang out with them. And that led to me working with the Rolling Stones years later. But as you said earlier, I was a teenager and lucky enough to be a teenager during the whole explosion of rock and roll. We came up with the idea of putting out Chuck Berry, Bo Diddley, Howlin' Wolf, the great chess stuff on a series called Discount Price, cheap, on a label called Marble Arch, not on Chess. And the idea is that it would be a great way to expose this music, and it worked. I mean, we had Howlin' Wolf, Smokestack Lightning on the pop charts in England back then. And it really exploded and really just impregnated the whole, UK music scene with these great Chess Records, because they were cheap. They were all albums then, and you could buy an album like, for £4 or £5, like $8 or $10. The British groups were, but the British public didn't even know that those songs were from. Yes, the Stones would tour with Bo Diddley, or they'd have Sonny Boy Williamson. It helped. I mean, those British groups helped Chess Records tremendously, not only by recording material, but by using them as opening acts when they toured, and considering those early chess artists as geniuses. I mean, Keith Richards, he knows that Chuck Berry and Muddy Waters and Howlin' Wolf are just geniuses, musical geniuses.